What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the passion of the Hogwarts Legacy fans. And this is a drum I like to beat, honestly, whenever I can. And this is a really good example of what's happened over the last couple days to show it. I've always talked about how big this game is going to be. I think it's going to shock some people about how big. I actually saw a Twitter user that I've never seen before. It was like based off my likes, you know, the recommended thing that Twitter pops up, even though you don't follow any of these people. But it was a person that had said, literally, almost word for word what I've said in videos. Person doesn't have a console, person doesn't play games, but they're getting a console simply to play Hogwarts Legacy. And it's like, well, that makes sense that Twitter would kind of feed me that, because that strokes my ego. That's what I've been saying. But no, I mean, we've talked about the passion of Hogwarts Legacy fans. We talked about how, again, I think shockingly big this game is going to be. Another example of the connection this game has with people, how much people care about it, how much people look into the smallest of details. Can you literally go back 2 days, 3 days, or whatever, you know, whichever day you're watching this video, for that AutoDesk presentation. Now, this was an event, by the way, for those that really weren't aware, this was an event for like industry insiders. I don't say that as like gaming leak people. I say it as like people that are in the gaming industry. Like that's really what this event was. I mean, I didn't know most of the things they were talking about in the event. They're talking about a lot of coding. They're talking about a lot of programs that I've seen before. Like I've seen either, you know, slideshows or presentations, or I've seen it in videos of people doing it or talking about it, but I don't know how to do any of it, right? So it was a very technical conference or show that you had to sign up for and be, I guess, approved, right, in order to watch. And you know, again, like we kind of have the backdrop of it where it's like, don't expect anything big, don't expect like a trailer, don't expect, you know, a release date, kind of setting the scene for, you know, this is going to be a thing. I mean, I don't think they expected people to do Batman level detective work, which is what I made the video that night. We had Retro Rack and Tour, Expecto Go, Benjamin Snow, really all the usual suspects. They all made videos of just all of this and many more. Wife Wants a Wizard, etc. Just talking about 40 things, 30 things, 20 things, 100 things, all these different things that Autodesk presentation showed us simply through file names or like things kind of tucked away with like character stuff. I mean, the point of this video really is there was some small but like impactful things that came out of that Autodesk presentation, and a lot of it was semi-hidden, where like an average person that doesn't care about Hogwarts Legacy is probably not even going to see it, right? But then like we did, like fans saw it. And also, I think it should be noted how impactful or how big Hogwarts Legacy is, for the simple fact that, like, this is again, for most of the population, this would be a very boring thing to watch. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting to us. We get to see things that we've never really seen before. I mean, they did also show literally a cutscene, but it literally was, again, very technical, and for people that aren't just your average Joe that buys the game and plays it, right? It's not for that, the event wasn't for them, but in casual, you know, normal Hogwarts Legacy fandom ways, they jumped on, including myself. I guess I'm throwing myself in the they, right? We all jumped in on it. And again, I think that I want to bang that drum because I really want people, I guess, to know. I don't think it's a shock to a lot of, specifically you guys that have been around and have listened to what I've been saying over the last little while. Like, this community not only is an awesome community and people talk and people really like each other and it's very inclusive, you know, opposite of what Kotaku and all them would say, but it's a great community, but it's gigantic. It is truly gigantic. And while, again, like, I'm not talking about millions of views this Autodesk presentation got, because it didn't. It's getting a lot. I mean, it's getting a lot of traffic. A lot of people care about it, whether it be from my channel or literally any other channel. People care. It's not the biggest thing on planet Earth, but the point is, this was such a small, niche, like, very focused thing that for most games, these things probably happen. And number one, most people don't even know they, like, I think more people knew about this presentation. I know not everybody did, and people were kind of upset. They're like, well, why didn't people say that you could sign up for this and all that stuff? But, you know, in retrospect, or taking it and comparing it to other things, when other games do these things, they get way less of a turnout, both in terms of people watching, people that really shouldn't even be there. I mean, let's be real. Did I really deserve, did all of us, all these content creators that did watch it, did we really deserve to watch it? We are, I mean, I guess we're industry people. We have a channel. You can consider like business owners or whatever. Then it goes based on, you can consider like size. Like, am I big enough to be considered? I personally think I am, but you can make the argument, right? Where it's like, were we really supposed to be there watching it? You could argue. So I think for most games that would do something like this, number one, nobody would even watch. Nobody, like fans that, that would care. And then number two, I think a lot of things just wouldn't really matter. But I mean, again, look at the lists and look at all the things that people are putting together, and look at how, not just the creators, right? We're just one part of it, but the fans on Twitter, everywhere, kind of jumping into it and being like, wow, like we've learned actually an okay amount about this game simply from, again, like file names, like just small little things that we don't know how it works. We don't know how the coding of it works, but we know what the words say that are on the screen. So again, I think that's just another tip of the hat to the whole community. I think that's something that hopefully, and I think they do, Avalanche should see and be like, man, I mean, we shouldn't even have to have worried about an event like this. Nobody should have cared, but people care because, like, this game, again, really is that, like, next. I'm not saying, like, would other games do it? Yes. I mean, I think, like, if like a big Sony or big Xbox or whatever, big one of them, like if a God of War Ragnarok thing did it, there are other games that, like, could get this level of attention, but they're few. There's not a lot of them. Very, very few games could do it. And so I honestly think it's pretty rare. And again, you're constantly seeing it. This, again, most likely scares The Gamer, or PC, or I guess The Gamer is a website. PC Gamer, Kotaku, IGN, all these sites probably scares them because it's like, this is really a nothing conference, right? Again, for average Joes, this really is pointless to care about, and yet people do, and that should show just how big this community and how, I guess, into it this community is. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. If you want to follow or support me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below, along with our Patreon and YouTube memberships. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.